For Dr. Peter Oppenheim, a young, fit, and healthy doctor, a CT scan proved to be an alarming wake-up call when he was diagnosed with heart disease.
A father, a husband, a doctor. Dr. Peter Oppenheim, who eats healthy foods and exercises every day, lives a healthy lifestyle. But with a history of family heart disease, that alone isn't enough.
I'd been trying to manage my cholesterol for years with exercise and diet, and was concerned that even with as much exercise as I could do and watching the diet, that I still would be at increased risk of having heart disease.
We found a plaque in a number of his arteries, and that was a surprise. That was a surprise to me. I thought, well, maybe we'll find a little spot here, a little spot there at the most. And for his age, he had a fairly large amount.
It was after a conversation with Dr. Timothy Albert during a long-distance biking event when Dr. Oppenheim decided it was time to take a closer look at his heart and went to the Cardiovascular Diagnostic Center at Ryan Ranch.
Well, we always figured he would have some sort of heart problem in the future, and I think that we're not as young as we'd like to think we are. I don't think we ever thought it would come back positive.
He had a plasma screen or an LCD screen TV, and we sat there in front of it, and he showed me sort of a three-dimensional picture of my heart and kind of pointed out, there's the lesion. and there it was in black and white and red, where I had an obstructing lesion in one of my arteries of my heart.
We did a full cardiac evaluation, and that involves two parts of the CT study. One is where we look for calcium buildup. Now, that's a marker of heart disease. Small bits of calcium or bone will get in the heart arteries. It's kind of the hardening of the arteries that we think about. And that allows us to just kind of give a general measure of how much is there, if there's any there at all. And then we did the next step, which is the angiogram part of it, the angiography. And that's where we can actually look inside the arteries and see, okay, where is this? How severely is it blocking one down?
But there was good news for Peter because the early detection of his heart disease indicated that the blockage in his arteries was not severe, but he was prescribed medication to lower his cholesterol.
I think we'd always thought that there was a good chance I'd be starting on medication at some point in my life, and I really didn't want to. For all the classic reasons that guys that I counsel in my practice all the time don't want to. I wanted to think that I was strong enough that I didn't need it, that I could handle this on my own, that I could do it naturally. But I always knew that my genetics would catch up with me eventually, but I was trying to put that off for as long as possible. Having that tool, having the Cardiovascular Diagnostic Center has been a fantastic tool for me as a physician. Dr. Albert was great. He sat down and explained everything to me in depth. And explained it to both of us. And even though I am a physician, when it's your body, that physician part of your brain shuts off.
And I remember Dr. Albert said it very well. He said, I'm glad we did this now. We could be doing this 5 years in the ER. Hopefully with treatment, we'll never be there.
Right.
And that's the goal, because we want him around for a long time.
Yeah, Max. Okay, I'll wait for you.
As I always say, you can't outrun your genetics,
Yeah.
but you don't have to enable them either. So I'm glad that I finally, took the steps to stop enabling my genetics and are actively fighting against them.
Stir fry with vegetables.